guys, welcome back to Voice of Aisha. Today I have a visitor.
What's good in the hood?
Don't do that, Jessica. What do you mean what's good in the hood? We're not in the hood, we're in virtual land.
Okay.
This is my little sister, guys. And she's gonna be joining me today. We're gonna be talking a little bit about relationships and
friendships. It's pretty much going to be all the ships
of the ships
in just mixed in one. Yeah.
So today's quote is actually from the good book, and it says that there is a friend that sticks closer than a brother. Okay, so actually no, let's start with you. Tell me some of, like, okay, let's start with relationships, and then we'll dive into, like, you know, a little bit of friendship. So who have you ever been in a relationship before?
Are we really gonna disclose that on the channel?
Okay, I guess we're editing that. Well, no, technically no, but okay, fine.
Okay,
what defines a relationship?
Yeah, what defines a relationship?
Yeah.
Yes, I have. I feel like we've all had, like, I've had relationships with men, women.
Hey, men, babe.
I don't know. But pretty much everybody who I've met, like, through school or work, like, I've grown a relationship with them. And I think there's different levels. Okay. Not all of them is, like, a romantic love, but, like, you know.
Okay, so so what do you think is, like, what defines a good relationship? Like, if you have a relationship with someone, what makes it, like, good, and what makes it worth, like, you know, that person
wasting time? Well, not really wasting time, but, like,
spending time with. Yeah.
Definitely someone who's honest, someone who has the same values as you, someone who's respectful, someone who just wants to see you succeed, because not everybody that's in your life wants to see you succeed, even family members. There can be your haters and your lovers. So I feel like a good relationship is just someone who you have great vibes with.
Like, I think especially with young girls, like, when they think about friendship, these are some of the questions that they ask, but then also at the same time, sometimes they just follow the crowd. So yeah. What would you say to a young girl that's watching right now that feels like, hey, you know, I have a lot of friends and I know that they don't wish me well, and I know that they're not really good company, or like they don't really have good characters, but because I don't want to feel left out, I'm still going to associate myself with them?
I don't know. I'm trying to remember, like, a time where I was in that position. I think it was definitely during high school, because I wasn't really into, like, the drugs and the drinking and stuff like that. And I'm not even gonna lie, at times I felt like an outsider, and I've always have. But what kept me going, again, is just sticking, like, I just kept on sticking true to who I was. Like, I didn't let it affect me, like, that bad. I don't really know. I really don't know. Like, yeah. Okay, so because when you're in high school or in elementary school, friends matter. Like, you need friends. They care about friendship.
Yeah.
So it's like it just goes back to, like, who you are and how far you're willing to go with these people.
That's a good one.
It is. I don't know.
Like, and that applies to everyone. Like, even
does.
Me now at my age, like, I remember when I was in high school, like, there was this particular group of people that I was hanging around with, and it's so funny. I was thinking about it this week, and it's like, you know how, like, in Canada we have, like, applied and, like, academic. So when I came from Ghana and I went to high school, I was in academic classes, but then I didn't know any of the people in my academic class, and then I started hanging around with these like, you know, these group of people, and then I switched. I legit switched my stream from academic to applied, just so that I could be with my friends.
Want to be the squad?
Like, really?
Yeah.
And, like, now I was thinking about it, I'm like, what the hell was I thinking?
Yeah.
Funny thing is, I'm not even, like,
friends with them anymore.
We're not friends like that anymore. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, it's really important when, like, you know, especially when you're talking about relationships, because I find that also with, like, younger girls, like, they feel like the only relationship that they need to cultivate is, like, a relationship with, like, someone of the opposite sex, right? And not necessarily, like, they don't consider friendship as part of the ships.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
You know, so, like, how do you like forget the ships? How do you sort of, like, become who you are? How do you, like, figure out who you are in order to be the best you that you could possibly be? possibly be.
Yeah, but you even know it's figuring out who you are, it takes time, and that in itself is a journey. So it's not going to happen within your 4 years of high school.
Oh no.
You know what I mean?
Still doing that.
Definitely, like, the people that you're talking about, they were supposed to be a part of your journey for you to realize like who you want to surround yourself with and who deserves to like share space with you. So that in itself, I feel like it's a journey and it takes time, and you sometimes gotta do things or be a part of different crowds in order to figure out what you like and what you don't like.
So that's it's interesting that you say that, because one thing too that like I realized too is that, you know, as people, like, forget our gender narratives or whatever, like as people, we're formed, or like we're made by the environments that we like, the places that we are, the environments that we're in, the people that we talk to, the places that we go to school, and the people that are surrounding us, like, you know what I mean? And like sometimes it's like you don't realize that, like, you know, someone is actually affecting your life, or like you're influencing your life, be it negatively or positively, until like you actually take yourself out of the equation, like, you know, you check everything and you check yourself, right? But a lot of people don't see that, like even adults, like, you know, sometimes you have people around you and you're like, why do I even have this
sometimes they gotta mess up in order for you to realize it. Sometimes they gotta mess up.
So if they don't mess up, you will never find out that they're a bad friend? What about intuition?
Oh, that's true.
Like, you know what I feel like
but that's something
there's
that
certain
we could
people
nudge
too.
off.
It's true, but then there's certain people too that like I realize when I'm around them, it's like just like
that's like, now I feel like, that way too.
Like,
no,
like y'all, like,
because there's certain people that you just don't vibe with. That's what I was talking about. Because there are people like that I'm surrounded by, and it's just there's no connection. So when I'm around them, I'm super duper awkward. And they also feel awkward too. I don't know. Again, so it's like if you were so if I were to vibe with someone right now, again, because we have that connection, I'm not sure what connection it is, but I feel like there's some sort of stimulation. I'm gonna think that the person is a good person just because like we understand each other. Like, you know, when you meet people and it's like you feel like you've met them before, or like you know them.
True, there's that too.
But again, they have to mess up for you to realize, or they have to do something for you to realize that, okay, what this person did, I'm not really feeling it. However, you have two choices, whether you're gonna let it slide or whether you're gonna keep it going.
True. It's interesting though, like you mentioned, like, you know, being awkward around people. Like there are some people that are just naturally awkward though. Like they just don't have the, like, you know, that social skills. But then I also realized that, like, especially when you're around people, and when you're around friends or family, whatever it is, like you have to pay attention to the things that the people say. Like that is so crucial, because like to recognize this too, that like there are certain people that are not supposed to be in your life forever.
And that's like, okay.
That's fine.
That's okay.
Like, you know, no, really. Like I remember someone was telling me that there are certain people that are supposed to be in your life temporarily and some people that are supposed to be there permanently. And when you try to make the temporal people permanent, or you try to make the permanent people temporal, it sort of messes up, like, you know, the entire ebb and flow of your life. And also recognize this, that God already knows where your life is supposed to be, right? So there are certain people that are supposed to come in your life to help you on your journey. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're supposed to be there forever. Like, you get what I'm saying? So you have to be sensitive enough to recognize those moments, and then also knowing when to let go.
About, I don't know, you can talk about relationships. And then go into
what? Relationships?
Friendships?
Yeah, we can do that. Or we can talk about the difference between passion and purpose.
I don't even know.
You have a perfect one right now. Does that mean that does getting paid mean that, like, you know? Or do we, like, okay, no.
That's too deep.
It's too deep. Alright, okay, cool.